Being smart has always been seen as an advantage, but is that truly the case? The burden of high expectations, along with sacrifices you never chose, can slowly pull you into a dark, endless void. Brace yourself because today, I'll show you why intelligence might not be the blessing you thought it was. In fact, this could be one of the most uncomfortable truths you've ever encountered. Having a sharp mind is like seeing clearly in a world where everyone else is blind. At first, it feels like a gift until you realize the cost. You notice the cliff where others see a road. Philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer once compared intelligence to a lighthouse that reveals life's storms. But who really wants to carry a light that only exposes more darkness? The deeper your understanding, the more aware you become of life's pain and pointlessness. It's like being the only one who notices the music has stopped, while everyone else keeps dancing unaware. And that kind of clarity often leads to a deep, isolating loneliness. Mastering influence over others is an art, and throughout history, many thinkers have tried to uncover its secrets. One of Schopenhauer's most unusual insights was this: sometimes the best way to stand out is to play the fool. It sounds paradoxical, but there's genius behind it. He believed that chasing success too openly often makes people view you as conceited. On the other hand, underplaying your intellect can create opportunities that wouldn't otherwise exist. This idea took root early in his life. When Schopenhauer was 19, his mother wrote him a letter criticizing his constant need to outshine others. Though she recognized his intelligence, she warned that his obsession with being the smartest actually damaged the strengths he already had. Her words stuck with him. He began to understand that while being intellectually gifted set him apart, it also made him a target of envy and alienation. So he crafted a new approach, deliberately downplaying his capabilities. This wasn't a sign of weakness. It became his advantage. By hiding his full potential, he could catch people off guard when he chose to reveal it. So what lesson can we take from this? The value of strategic restraint. Revealing all your power at once isn't always wise. Sometimes the smartest tactic is to appear less capable or even uninterested. So when the right moment comes, you can strike with clarity and impact. Many great leaders and warriors in history have used this very approach. Acting less skilled than you are leads others to underestimate you, and that gives you space to win in ways they never saw coming. As Sun Tzu famously said, all warfare is based on deception. When able to attack, appear incapable. When active, seem motionless. This principle goes beyond war. It applies to daily life, whether in meetings, contests, or casual conversations. Some of the most effective people are those who speak less and observe more, waiting for that perfect moment to make a real difference. It's a quiet strategy, a game of finesse. As Gandhi once insightfully said, only speak if your words are more valuable than silence. Being a true leader means recognizing when it's time to speak up and when it's wiser to simply listen. In every group setting, there are always people who dominate the conversation and others who remain quietly observant. Interestingly, those who talk the most, unless they're in a clear position of leadership, are often not taken seriously. Schopenhauer believed that true wisdom is knowing the right moment to speak. Playing the fool doesn't make you ignorant. It means you understand the importance of timing, whether it's to act or to stay silent. Plato phrased it perfectly. The wise speak because they have something worth saying. The foolish speak because they feel the need to say something. Listening with intent is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. When you truly notice the details around you, every bit of information becomes a resource you can use strategically at just the right moment to make your ideas hit harder. Even pretending not to know something can be a smart move. Why? Because it lets others feel they arrived at insights on their own. Think about it. Most of us are constantly dealing with authority figures like parents, teachers, or managers, and these relationships often call for a more thoughtful, subtle approach. When our parents grow older or make mistakes, for instance, we can help guide them without forcing our viewpoint on them. The key is to plant ideas gently so they believe the thoughts came from themselves. Picture a pro athlete who, in an act of kindness, lets a devoted fan win a friendly match. It not only earns respect, it uplifts those around them and fosters connection. Navigating relationships at work, especially with your boss, requires finesse too. Sometimes the smartest move is to act unaware, especially if speaking up might reveal their mistake and cause tension. Protecting someone's ego in these cases can actually preserve the entire professional relationship. You don't need a degree in philosophy to see that this behavior already plays out in daily life. If you're already trying to approach your job with empathy and emotional awareness, you're already making real progress. Arthur Schopenhauer once remarked that pretending to be naive is sometimes the only way to shield others from embarrassment. Choosing to protect someone's dignity reminds us of a simple truth. We're all human, and we all have emotions that deserve respect. Constantly pointing out people's mistakes can make you look like a know-it-all, or worse, the antagonist in their story. You don't always need to be in the spotlight. Sure, being noticed can feel good, but before you reach that stage, it's crucial to learn how to be discreet. In tough times, trying to draw attention to yourself might actually work against you. In fact, being open about your flaws and vulnerabilities helps people relate to you. It shows authenticity and builds trust. Schopenhauer also reflected on this. Sometimes it's better to act as though you don't know everything until the moment is right to reveal your true capabilities. Until then, your best tools are quiet ones: observation and patience. There's an old saying, to enjoy the rewards of being underestimated, you must first be willing to look like a fool. The Tao Te Ching explores this concept beautifully. Lao Tzu taught that a true wise person avoids confrontation and never reveals the full extent of their knowledge. The enlightened ones may appear simple on the outside, but within they hold priceless wisdom. Socrates applied a similar method through what's known as Socratic irony. He would pose as someone who knew nothing, encouraging others to speak freely, only to help them uncover the contradictions in their thinking. His iconic phrase, "I know that I know nothing," wasn't just a philosophical statement. It was a powerful strategy to uncover deeper truths through dialogue. Arthur Schopenhauer made a fascinating observation about human nature. We're often consumed by how others perceive us, as if our happiness hinges on their approval. But if we take a step back and reflect, we'll see that most people's judgments have no real impact on our inner growth. We spend so much energy trying to be liked, trying to control how we're seen, that we forget what truly matters: earning people's respect by being authentic, by being humble, and not by trying to impress. When you choose to protect others' flaws and help them rise, even when they get all the praise, you're embracing the role of the wise fool. It might not seem like the most glamorous role, but it carries incredible influence. People begin to admire you, often without knowing exactly why. It's like being that quiet figure in the background who, without drawing attention, leaves a lasting impression when it counts most. The secret lies in practicing kindness and empathy. Everyone is fighting private battles and carrying invisible burdens. Showing genuine compassion can change everything. Have you ever seen someone who flaunts their victories as if throwing them in everyone's face? It leaves a bitter taste, doesn't it? That kind of boastfulness rarely earns admiration. Instead, it often breeds discomfort. Frank Lucas captured this idea when he said, "The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room." Schopenhauer, much like Lucas, understood that real respect is born from humility. Achieve something meaningful and treat it like it's no big deal, and watch how people start to see you differently. Downplaying your success as if it were ordinary often leaves a stronger impression than any act of self-importance. That quiet humility is often more captivating than the achievement itself. In the end, acting like the fool can often be the wisest strategy to earn respect and long-term success. And if you've made it this far, thank you, truly, because not everyone is willing to walk this path, to question the meaning of intelligence, to explore the depths of the mind, and to confront what it feels like to be misunderstood in a world obsessed with recognition. If you're still here, something in these words must have resonated with you. Maybe you've carried the burden of being different, of not fitting in, or maybe you're simply looking for a gentler way to exist and connect with others. Let me share a short story. There was once a humble man known for his wisdom who was asked to lead a divided and troubled village. Rather than impose his beliefs or flaunt his knowledge, he walked among the people. He listened, he watched, and he remained quiet, learning more in silence than he could have through words. With time, the people who once overlooked him began to place their trust in him, not because he had all the answers, but because he made them feel seen, heard, and valued. His real strength wasn't in showcasing his brilliance or demanding attention. It was in his ability to discern the right moments to speak and the wisdom to remain silent when needed. Right now, you are a part of this experience. Each insight, every idea, and each moment where you allow yourself to embrace new perspectives adds richness to the shared journey. The insight Schopenhauer offered can feel unsettling, but if we meet it with an open heart, it can also bring us a kind of liberation. We don't have to bear the weight of the world to matter. Oftentimes it's in being subtle, in listening closely, or even in playing the fool, that we discover our real strength and build genuine bonds with others. So I'm not just thankful that you stayed until the end. I'm grateful because you chose to go deeper, to think, to feel, to explore what lies beneath the surface. If this message gave you something meaningful, take it with you. Let it live in your own story, and above all, continue your search for that delicate balance between letting your light shine and knowing when it's wiser to fade into the background. Thank you for being here and for sharing this moment.